So, I've been learning ASL, American Sign Language, for around 3 years. I've known friends and family members who are deaf and hard of hearing. And something that I have noticed with these people, along with my own studies into the deaf community, is that these people are facing a substantial blockage into both jobs and the general workplace as a whole. This may be due to a lack of communication, as many employers and co-workers that the deaf people find themselves with do not have a substantial knowledge of ASL and are not learning ASL. This prevents deaf people from communicating properly. During this speech, I'd like to implore you to learn ASL and to encourage your peers and family members to also take up ASL. As we can see, according to this graph from the Legislative Analyst's Office, there is now a rise in the number of deaf people. This is mostly deaf people who are born deaf, but it may also include deaf people who become deaf later in life due to injuries or simply old age. These people are entering the job market, and they are finding that they do not have proper access to jobs, that they find themselves unemployed or underemployed due to lack of knowledge of their needed language. According to this chart from the educational website Medium, many deaf people are high school dropouts, college dropouts, or either unemployed or underemployed. This too is a result of lack of access to all of these social situations. Now, the preferred jobs of the deaf are work-at-home jobs such as art, writing, or other freelance work, or jobs that require prerequisite knowledge of ASL, such as interpretive work or working for deaf organizations and companies. However, many deaf people need an additional source of income or simply are unable to do these jobs. Jobs that they don't have access to are many and widespread. These may include simply any job where their employer and their fellow co-workers do not know ASL and are not learning ASL. The reason communication is helpful and needed is so deaf people can properly speak to their bosses on matters such as job hours, payment, and other fine details of their location. And they also need communication with their coworkers in order to build strong work ethic and strong coworker relations with their fellow workers. Now, the reason I am imploring you to learn ASL and to encourage your peers and family members to learn ASL is that the more people who learn this language, the more people who are bosses, who are co-workers of the deaf, and can then pass on their knowledge of this language to other people, and the more access deaf people will have in these locations and in these job markets. Now, assuming you would like to learn this language, places you can learn this language include a campus such as BYU Independent Study. This is where I personally have learned the language. You may also choose to join deaf organizations and deaf social groups by visiting the National Association of the Deaf and finding these places near you. ASL is considered one of the easiest languages to learn, and is now widely accepted as a foreign language in college and in jobs as well.